Good morning, everyone. This is Sir Shankar, and today we will uh, continue the first chapter from English, okay, from class 7. And in the first chapter, we have seen and learned about three questions. So, three questions. So, we have already started these lessons, and now we will be continuing this lesson. So first part we have already completed. So in the first part we have learned that king wanted uh, to run his kingdom smoothly, no, that's why he needs three uh, answers of his questions. So what is the right time to begin something, and to whom he will listen to, and and who is the best person for him, no, these three questions, uh, answers he wants. So he sent many messengers, and many people came out there in his palace to answer his questions, but he was not satisfied. So what he did, he in disgust, disgust means like in someone's appearance, not in the appearance of a king. He went in a hut went in a hut where a small very wise hermit, he used to live there. So he was very wise, and his wisdom is very popular, and king came to know from various sources about his wisdom. So he wanted to meet him, and wanted he also wanted to get the answers of his questions from him. So this is why uh, he want he wanted to meet that hermit. So he went, and the hermit, he was digging his ground and busy in his work. And while he was asking all these questions, no, at that time the man came. So up to that much, we have learned, and we will continue this lesson, okay, the second part of the lesson. So up to here we have completed, am I right? Here comes someone running, said the hermit. So here we have completed when the king when the king asking these questions to hermit. At that time one person came running, and the king turned. He turned around and saw a bearded man running towards them. A bearded man, a bearded man. He was running towards them. King also, he saw him. His hands were pressed against his stomach. He was pressing his hand towards his stomach. Maybe something happened, and from which blood was flowing. Why he was pressing uh, no towards against his stomach? Because blood was flowing. When he reached the king, he fainted and fell to the ground. when he reached there when he reached there, what happened? He became fainted. That person became fainted, and he fell to the ground. The king and the hermit, fainted means like unconscious, we can say, no. He became unconscious, and uh, he fell to the ground. The king and the hermit removed the man's clothing and found a large wound in it. There was a large wound, no? Wound means, we can say, ghav. There was a large ghav, no? Wound in his. There was a large ghav in his uh, stomach. And The king washed and covered it with his handkerchief. He washed that wound and covered with his handkerchief, but the blood would not stop flowing. But still, after doing that, also the blood was flowing, still flowing. And what he did then, the king redressed the wound again. Redress. He was again and again. He redressed the wound until at last the bleeding stopped. He was doing again and again, no, washing again, putting clothes toward to that wound until and unless the blood stopped flowing. Okay. Now the man felt better. Now the man felt better and asked for something to drink. He was feeling better now, and he wanted something to drink. The king brought fresh water and gave it to him. By this time the sun had set and the air was cool. By this time the sun has set and there was a very cool wind, cool breeze. Okay, and the king with the hermits helped carry the wounded man into the hut and laid him on the bed. And both of them, they carried the wounded man. That person who came there, no, that is called the wounded man. So they carried him where uh, into the hut. They carried him into the hut and just laid him on the bed. The man he closed his eyes. The man he closed his eyes and he was sleeping quietly there. He was sleeping. The king, tired by his work and the work he had done, lay down on the floor and slept through the night. And the king also, he was tired by his work and the work. So long distance have to go over to reach his hut, no. So by his work and the work done by him to help the hermit, the king also, he was very tired and he uh, lay down on the floor through the night. Then when he awoke, it was several minutes before he could remember where he was or who the strange bearded man lying on the bed. And when he awoke means utna, after sleeping he awoke, and after several minutes, and before he could remember that person's, that strange bearded man, and where he was, where he is right now, this he could not imagine because he was sleeping and suddenly he wake up, no. And forgive me, said the bearded man. As soon as the king he wake up, the bearded man he said what? To forgive him. To forgive him. Forgive me, in a weak voice. When he saw that the king was awake, when he saw that when the bearded man he saw the king now awake, uh, he went towards him and he was begging for what he want his forgiveness. He want his forgiveness. In a weak voice he said this, I do not know you and have nothing to forgive you. Said the king, I do not know and you have not done anything. Then why should I forgive you? Why you are asking this? The king also, he was surprised and he was a little bit confused also. He did not know what to do. You do not know me, but I know you. I am the enemy of yours, who swore revenge on you. Okay, Maharaja, you do not know me, you do not know, but I know you. I am the enemy. मैं आपका दुश्मन हूँ. I am that enemy of yours who swore. Swore means the past form of swear. Swear means promise. कसम लेना. Revenge on you because you put my brothers to death and siege my property. Siege means take away, no, to किसी का संपत्ति जब्त कर लेना, like siege my property. He king killed his brothers also, and uh, king has taken his property also, so that's why he has taken a revenge on him that he should kill. So that's why he is an enemy of Maharaja, the king. I knew you had gone alone to see that hermit, and I made up my mind to kill you on your way home. But the day passed and you did not return. So here you see, he was waiting. He knew that he went to meet hermit, to get the answer. He all these things, information he has collected, and that's why he was waiting on the way. On the way, when the king will return, he would kill him. But the day it's already over, and he did not return also. So he left by hiding place. I left. So where he was hiding, he left that place, and I and I came upon your bodyguard. So he came upon where where king's bodyguards were there, and they recognized him. They recognized him and wounded me. He said that your bodyguard वो लोग ने मुझे पहचान लिया, and they were trying to kill me, he said, and somehow he managed to escape from there. I escaped from him, but I should have died if you had not dressed my wounds. I wished to kill you, and now you have saved my life. Now, if I live, I will serve you as your most faithful servant, and will order my sons to do the same. Forgive me. So all these things he said. You save me. Uh, I am your enemy, but you have a very good heart, and instead of killing me, you saved my life, and I am so uh, that kind of persons who are very generous, who are very kind. I am going to kill him. So he was very regret for his decisions. He was very much regret that he has decided, he has promised, uh, to kill the king. So for that, uh, he was very regret and sorry for what he had done, and he promised that he would become his king's most faithful servant, and he also ordered his son that to do the same, to become faithful to the king. So the king was very happy to have made peace with his enemy so easily. So easily, the king, he made a peace, Santi, with enemy. So for that he was very much happy. So easily, that matter he has sorted out. So that's why the king very happy, and to have won him over as a friend. He not only forgave him, but said he would send his servants and his own doctor to look after him, and he promised to give back the man his property. Now he also promised, he has forgiven him, he has forgiven that person, and he also promised him that he would give back his property. He had give back that man's property, and he also asks his servant to send, tell, he has gives his order uh, to his servant to send doctors, so that to look after him. So all these things he said, and so easily, in a simple way, his very big problem has sorted out. And now uh, we will continue the last part. Okay, we will continue the last part in the next class. Okay, my dear students, so you read this your uh, book, okay, again and again, read it. I will today I will send some questions to you as a homework. You try to solve it, okay. uh, Afterwards, whatever the questions, in the last, after completing the last part of this lessons, I will provide you the answers questions also, okay. So I stopped here. Take care of yourself. Have a good day. Thank you very much.